Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time. It's that time of the day. Welcome back. Hope you guys are doing well. We're going to talk about a lot of stuff today in regards to Bitcoin. Most importantly, Ethereum. A lot of things are happening right now. Are we going into a next run? Is the altcoin season starting? A lot of things to discuss here. Great to have you here on stream. As always, it's going to be a full-on crypto stream with a lot of research. Also, we're heading into the monthly closure. We have around 3 days left here for the monthly candle to close here. It's going to be very important week right now to see how Bitcoin will perform this week based upon that particular closure. It's going to be super key for the next month. So a lot of things to discuss here. Let me see what we have in the chat today with us. As always, our beautiful Limitless family right here. A quick shout out to Cowboy Tim. Terminator Tim is in the building as well, I see. Great to see you, my friend. Absolutely amazing. Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is going great on your end. Marton is here. I see Maria is here. Always thank you, Maria, for joining every stream. Regardless if it's crypto or Forex, you're always here supporting us. So that's incredible to see. Grant, Ravi, good to see you, man. I see that my camera is frozen. Let me get this thing sorted real quick here. That's a little bit strange. Let's see if it's working again. Let's see what we can do. Hey, there we go. That's looking better. That's looking better. Okay. Fantastic, guys. Yes, let's get the show started here. Make sure you press that like button right now. All right, let's get these likes up. From the beginning, we have 55 people watching here, a small community here, a small group here in this beautiful new channel. So let's get these likes up as well here and support the fam. All right, thank you very much here. Also, quickly wanted to go, of course, into our Discord as well. I saw that there was an amazing trade done by Tim. Incredible signal as well. Once again here for also Bitcoin as well. Super Sui. Also saw, a lot of things happening today here. Eh? A lot of things happening today. So Tim, absolutely incredible. Consistency is everything, and Tim is the master of, consistency right here. Being consistent in his craft. All right, supporting you guys here. So we should definitely appreciate that. And it never ever gets boring or old or whatever. We're supporting Tim 100% in what he does, and we believe in his skill set. And it's proven by actual results. So incredible to see that. Tim, thank you so much here. And I hope you guys are still learning and winning with him. Will be, absolutely fantastic. Well, obviously it's happening, right? Vicky is also all in crypto right now. It's good to see her crushing it. And, Marton, of course, having an amazing time with him as well. Great to see all of this stuff happening. All right. So a quick warning. All right, I think it's important to start and kick it off here, talking specifically about what can happen here, because your safety is, of course, our utmost importance right there. Therefore, do take consideration that whenever things seem too good to be true, it usually is. And in this case, they found a very sneaky way of phishing and actually trading and hacking over around $500,000 from users, people that are actually saw or actually engaged with a fake airdrop. So be very careful when clicking on any particular link where you have to suddenly connect your MetaMask account or your wallet or whatever the case may be here. Even when you think it comes from a very trusted source one. This was very sneaky, by the way. Very sneaky. Talking about MicroStrategy, okay? MicroStrategy, we all know MicroStrategy. It's actually the company of Michael Saylor. He's one of now the biggest current holders of Bitcoin, and he's still buying, every single, what is it, like week, month? Dollar cost averaging at certain levels. For the past years, he's up now around $3.8 billion on his net $3.8 billion profits on his total position right now. People made fun of Michael, but hey, we're gonna see who's laughing last year. And so far, he's doing absolutely great, making sure that you get in before the spot ETF actually occurred here. So, anyways, they have an Instagram, or they have an Instagram, they have a Twitter account, of course. The Twitter account got hacked, all right? And therefore, they started to post some article, whatever the case may be here. Already half the supply of blah, blah, blah has been claimed. If you don't want to miss out on this one, lifetime opportunity, then hurry and claim your tokens right now on the actual official MicroStrategy Twitter, all right? What happened was people clicked on it, lost hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. What happens is you click on a phishing link and, you know, apparently then, you know, you give away your information and that can then get hacked here. So it's very unfortunate that this happens, but I want you to be extremely cautious with these airdrops here. It's one of the easiest ways to get hacked, in my opinion. Due to the fact that if you click on the link like that, you know, they come and get your seed phrase, boom, your money is gone here. So be careful and cautious when, you know, clicking on any of these particular links right there, okay? Then, talking about the Bitcoin price, we're currently sitting at 52,430. We're looking quite good, okay? Even though we're still below that monthly resistance. We talked about that, that initial resistance that we had here at 53,268. And that level, or that key level, comes from the fact that we have that, you know, complete gap filled right here. Right now at this particular moment, you can see that there was like a big monthly imbalance in between the 48,200 and the 53,200, let's say, okay? That gap got completely filled, and that's right now where we started to consolidate, okay? So this is currently what we're seeing here, and we have been consolidating for now roughly around 2 weeks already, 12 days to be exact. So, you know, this is now, of course, like we said before, Bitcoin, whenever it comes into like a massive area of resistance here, usually will not come down right away. And what tends to happen, and what I said also in the last, you know, 2 streams, I believe, is that when Bitcoin is in a major resistance level, it usually, or it tends to consolidate before making a bigger move. Up or down, it does not really actually matter here, okay? In this case right now, you can see that we're still, you know, consolidating right now, and of course this has some major, you know, beneficial, obviously super impactful for the rest of the market. So we're going to talk about, you know, a lot of altcoins today, and especially Ethereum as well, due to the fact that Ethereum has been absolutely on a monster run right now, and it has also to do with the fact that you know, all the stars are aligning, okay? So what did we say in regards to Ethereum right now, before we go back into the Bitcoin chart and price, and we have some price predictions as well for the next, you know, coming, you know, later on the stream. We talked about Ethereum, right? We talked about the fact that Ethereum potentially could go up significantly. We actually made a reel out of it, but this is kind of quickly something I wanted to show you. It's a reel or quick sum up from the actual, you know, previous streams where we talked about the Ethereum chart here. Okay, so keep a close eye on this. Runner right now. It broke that key level that we were talking about for a long time here. If we manage to close above the $2,505, then that is extremely bullish for Ethereum. So that is a big, nice, beautiful 20% gain here. And I definitely see Ethereum going to the top of this range right here, which is roughly sitting at around $3,200. We're gonna keep buying more Ethereum because I think that Ethereum is the next big winner in regards to the higher caps. We have Bitcoin right now seeing massive runner here. The Ethereum spot ETF frenzy is still gonna come, so I think we should prepare for that. Ethereum, that's the one. The spot ETF frenzy, super important to take consideration right now. And you know, if you look at the Bitcoin, or sorry, current Ethereum price here, we're getting right now to that level, guys. So we started at $2,400, $2,500. We said that, hey, if we're gonna break up here, you know, we're gonna make a run, right? We had that Bitcoin spot ETF frenzy. Now we're already talking about a potential Ethereum spot ETF frenzy, and this is what, and I need to go and turn the music off again here, what the Grayscale guy, or the Grayscale CEO, had to say about a potential spot ETF for Ethereum. His name is Michael Sonnenschein. All right, let's check it out.
Well, we do have an application on file. Grayscale sponsors ticker ETHE, right. Grayscale Ethereum Trust, largest Ethereum fund in the world. An Ethereum, spot Ethereum ETF is a matter of when, not a matter of if. And
you say that because, with such confidence.
I say that with confidence because my team has been doing the tough work to move this industry forward, work constructively with regulators, focus on disclosure, investor protections, and that's been true for Bitcoin. Proud of the work we did with GBTC, and now
do you
hope
think?
to do that with
Look,
Ethereum.
it took a lawsuit to get Gary Gensler to back down on this, right? I mean, and we just had Gary here recently, and you saw that interview. I'd love to get your reaction to it, but clearly, left to his own devices, this is not the outcome that he would have preferred. Mm-hmm. I think that's, at least in between the lines, that's what I think he has said.
Well, he actually wrote a pretty strong dissenting letter around this and really focused on the Grayscale lawsuit the day that the approvals for spot Bitcoin ETFs came out.
And so, which
okay. Anyways, guys, so yeah, it's not a matter of it's not a matter if, it's a matter of when this is going to get released, and so therefore, take in consideration that this is of course major news, especially if Michael Sonnenheim actually publicly states it, as well as the Grayscale CEO holding hundreds and hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin currently. Okay, so this is big. This is big. Obviously, they're all already applying right now for a potential spot ETF right here. It's gonna be massive. Everything in regards to the Ethereum altcoins and stuff are gonna be massive as well here. But most importantly, what I think is important to mention here is that the current money flow that's heading into Ethereum at this particular moment, this is now where I think the magic will happen here for the altcoins, for the altcoin potential altcoin season that's coming along here. Rather sooner than later, due to the fact that obviously when you look at the Bitcoin spot ETF right here, okay, we talked about the Bitcoin spot ETF. We all know what happened here. We came down, we had like a sell the news event, and then after that, we saw of course a major run up, all the way back up right now to over $50,000 here. So we came down as low as 38. Right? This is where we were talking about these limit orders and stuff here. And now we gained already roughly around, what, 40% gain back to the $53,000 here. However, we also have to, take in consideration that when it comes down to the Ethereum price moving up here, before an actual potential spot ETF is getting released, this is much more bullish for the altcoins. Why is that? Well, this is all still retail buying right now, a bunch of Ethereum. So it's easy to rotate from Ethereum, back into the altcoins right here. When talking about a spot ETF for Bitcoin, obviously we all know that when talking about a spot ETF in particular on Bitcoin, this is institutional money going from institutional shares, into the market here. This is straight up Ethereum buying, easy to sell, back in rotation into altcoins, and therefore everything that that influx right now into Ethereum is much more bullish for the rest of the market rather than just Bitcoin right now. Okay, this is money that can easily flow into other cryptocurrencies and that type of stuff here. So the moment we're gonna go to that resistance here at around that $3,200, which I think is a very clear target for us right now, this is the moment when we have to pay very close attention to some of these other alt caps that I'm personally looking at, and one of them is AVAX. And the reason why I'm looking at AVAX right now is actually because AVAX is actually one of the worst performance over the last month, especially when it comes down to, or sorry, a couple of weeks, when it comes down to the chart here. Okay, so coming back from like the 15th of February, we came down roughly around, and I need to see it here, around 20%, and that's big. That's big for AVAX right here as one of our major caps right now into the market. I think AVAX is sitting at number 9, okay, with around a $14.4 billion market cap. So that actual move here is a significant move here. But if you look at the AVAX dominance chart, you can see right now that finally, and this is on the daily time frame, so this is extremely important, the fact that if you look at this chart right here, you can see that we have been bouncing off of this zone already beforehand, and we're still holding above that 0.71% level. So This is the dominance factor that AVAX has, in regards to the total market cap. So it's a 0.71% dominance factor in the market here. Therefore, right now you can see that you're holding really nicely and steadily above it right now. And it seems that we're kind of looking for a potential move up again. So if this is going to go up here and Ethereum, okay, is going to potentially head into that resistance level, then, you can already kind of, understand that what tends to happen is that money comes from Ethereum. It goes into these major caps, and then all these smaller caps that are connected to that individual, cryptocurrency or blockchain, these are going to run, right? So it's usually, Ethereum, big caps, mid caps, small caps, or caps connected to that particular ecosystem. So when looking at AVAX in this case here, okay, I see a lot of a lot of potential in AVAX right now at this moment, okay? And the reason why, again, from this technical chart here is that you can clearly see that we are, we came down here, we tapped into these lows in like January, the end of the month, practically a month ago exact. We made that move up here eventually. Now we're actually testing potentially higher low. So we're creating on the intraday right now a strong higher low here with a very strong bullish confirmation as well here. Because if you can go to the lower time frame, or we just zoom in a little bit, then this is also a fantastic range. Somewhat in the middle right here, you can see that we have been looking at the lows here, coming back to the highs here, also tapping into the 50% as well. So, we call that the volume profile right here, right? We take a range, we measure the volume, trade it in the range. Again, the volume profile has the point of control, the area where the most volume has been traded, sitting at 35.793. And that's exactly, of course, where we came to. We call that the magic touch, all right? This is what we're looking for. And you can see that clearly the moment we tapped into it right now, we're creating definitely a bullish structure and potentially looking for that confirmation right now. So the market is still looking overall very, very bullish and healthy right now at the moment. I still see a potential next rotation happening from Ethereum into one of these bigger caps right here. Especially, I think AVAX is definitely one to look at and to pay very close attention to. So, I do believe that we're going to go potentially to the new highs as well. As we all know that once the narrative is there and the hype is real, things are looking, rather reasonable, and especially in regards to, the potential hype behind it, right? And that's why, keep a very, very close eye on AVAX. We're going to cover a bunch more of these in a second here. I also still quickly want to lead you through, I just want to come back to the Ethereum spot ETF, as there are already a lot of issues as well, right? So it's not just talk, it's already the applications have been done already, all right? So this build up right here, it is in the making, and this is indeed just a matter of time before that happens here. And again, the frenzy that will happen, in the overall market, at that particular moment, it's gonna be wild, fam. Okay, the Ethereum against Bitcoin chart as well. Look at that, right? Ethereum against Bitcoin. We came down on the 11th of February. We tapped beautifully into the 70.5, 79% here. You had the swing low point, you had the swing high point. You draw the Fibonacci from, came into that golden zone, and we started to come up from there. And we gained already over the last, and I think this is 2 weeks right now, 20%, 18% right here. Okay, so where Bitcoin is consolidating, Ethereum was absolutely mooning. Therefore, this was an easy transition as well. All right, sometimes it's just better to just literally, trade from one cryptocurrency to another if you see the potential here. So for example, I recommend to also look at the Ethereum against Bitcoin chart and not always against. Let's imagine that you own some Bitcoin, then this is of course an easy flip, and especially because that everything potentially still can come up in the near future. So even if you would make a bad call in the short term, man, the market is still looking extremely bullish. We're still somewhat around here. We have a long way to go. So again, these are usually one of the less risky trade setups or investments or flips, or whatever the case may be here. Highly recommend you to take some advantage on it if you own some of it. Okay, very, very important. Now, in regards to the Bitcoin price again, we have seen this similar pattern before, okay? We have been also ranging for roughly around 2 weeks as well here. This was, you know, at the, started at least at the January 26th on a Friday, and we eventually started mooning at the 8th of February. This was also roughly around a 12-day, you know, consolidation here. We are now also roughly sitting around 12 days as well. So it's actually exactly the same here as that previous accumulation range right now. So, you know, who knows? We might be seeing some sort of breakout, you know, in the near future. When it comes down to the Tether dominance, the Tether dominance is still not at that exact level that we were looking for. And that is the most important level to take consideration. We talked about it last time as well here. I highly recommend you to keep a very close eye on this particular chart. And the reason why is just because if you don't, you might miss out on a massive change, right? And therefore, or a turnaround potentially. Because if we start bouncing from the 4.83%, then obviously this is not good for the market, right? Therefore, we still have, you know, a long way to go. This looks, you know, very close, but it's actually on the weekly time frame. So we still have, you know, potentially 1 or 2 weeks if we continuously coming down here for price to reach that exact same level, the 4.83%. And the last time, guys, we broke that level here was around here. And this is exactly when the bear market started. All right. So therefore, this is the first official real test for the Tether dominance. All of this was all fun and jokes right here. Okay. Building that liquidity, breaking down, of course, looking for that continuation here. This is truly the maker or breaker moment. And it might be even the most important chart that can look, or that can actually show you that we're potentially actually heading into somewhat of an altcoin season. And the reason why this is so important here is because, you know, if you look at Tether, and just at Tether on the coin market cap right here, you know, we're talking about a 97.9, almost $100 billion market cap here. So Tether have been printing a shit ton of USDT right now, okay? They're printing billions like it's nothing, right? And they need it in order for them to obviously make sure that their currency stays stable, you know, and somewhat other stuff as well here. So therefore, do take consideration that, you know, the Tether market cap is growing with it, yet the dominance factor is coming down, okay? So if we're heading to that 4.83% here, and you're gonna see a strong reaction from it, this is not gonna be good for the market, but we still have a little bit of time. That's the only thing I wanted to share about that. I think it's super important. Now, let's also look at total 3, okay? So the crypto total market cap, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum right here, like we said before, we managed to break the 500 billion. We're looking to fill up that gap. We're now heading towards the 584 billion here, which is going to be an important level to look at, as well as the 615 and the 605, somewhat in the middle of that range here. So we are still running smoothly here. So the moment we're going to go up, we want to be also a little bit more cautious the moment we are in this particular zone. So therefore, now I'm still, you know, relatively bullish. I still think that the Tether dominance has some more downside potential. This is going to be bullish for the market as well here. At the same time, when we're heading into that box here, this is when, in my opinion, on the short term, you know, you should start maybe even scaling out based upon the confirmations you see in that zone. Okay, so this might still take a couple of weeks. You know, this is just one more, you know, leg up here, one more rotation, similar as what we've seen when we had that initial run, also right here, all the way up till the 1st of January. We had a massive expansion in the markets as well. Well, we already thought that the altcoin season was back. And again, we are now kind of experiencing something similar. But I do expect something similar to happen here as well. You know, this might cause, you know, more resistance as well as a potential continuation eventually. But, you know, it's just going to be, you know, a short-term stop. All right. That's, I think, what needs to happen here. Of course, when you see these cycles, nothing can go up forever. Therefore, keep a close eye on this chart as well. So if you just simply, guys, combine this chart on total 3 with the Tether dominance, then obviously you have you know, a very good indication of when potentially you can start looking at a bounce in the market as well, and when it's time for a potential pullback scenario. Okay, so therefore, do use these charts wisely. Now, another chart, of course, is the Bitcoin dominance. The Bitcoin dominance has, of course, been coming down aggressively. This mainly has to do with, of course, the Ethereum price shooting up, all right, and taking its dominance from Bitcoin right now. You can see that every single time when we tapped into the 54%, we have been seeing some major resistance, and we are yet unable to break above it. So therefore, you know, if we really start breaking down eventually, of course, this is all going to be extremely good for the overall market here. So I have to say, guys, the market's looking absolutely fantastic. I'm still optimistic. I'm still looking bullish right now at the moment. I do not see a direct, you know, reversal play here. The weekly is still looking relatively bearish as well. The way we have been opening this weekly candle on the Tether dominance is not looking that strong. Everything seems to be, you know, on a reasonable side here. Combine that for Bitcoin with liquidity building, all right, and a bunch of liquidity building again above the $52,200 here. Look at this, $664 million of liquidations right there. 496, 284, 270. Like, we have a bunch of liquidity still, you know, sitting above, which is also, in my opinion, a much more bullish signal as well, as this could potentially work as a magnet here. So therefore, looking at the liquidity heat map is, in my opinion, also quite important right now. And I do think that there is a big chance that we're trying to at least break above it once, you know, before the monthly closure. So that's going to be important, before the monthly closure right here. And if it's after the monthly closure, which is happening in around, what, 4 days from now, 3-4 days from now, then, you know, think about the fact that if you open a new monthly candle, and this is going to be key, if you're going to be open a new monthly candle here, of course, potentially what can happen is that you're going to set in that top wick. So if that happens here, you shoot up, you take out that liquidity is now getting built up here, and you start flipping that candle potentially if you are still, you know, in that massive layer of resistance right here, okay? If you're going to see a pullback, where can we potentially go to? I think the $49,000 is the first nice step. If you look here at the monthly, you can see that this is definitely a clear level right now to take in consideration. And from there on, it could potentially find its support here. But, you know, as long as it stays above the 49, you know, this is all really good and healthy and looking quite strong from there, okay? Which is actually going to be this high right here. So, yeah, I'm very curious to see what happens here. If you start breaking above here, how does the monthly closure actually occur here? Because if you start closing above that key level, I'm much more bullish and I'm much more interested in that potential continuation for Bitcoin as well here. So it all depends how we close this candle in around 3 days and 9 hours from now. And if it's above the $53,270, man, sky's the limit. Sky's the limit here for Bitcoin at that particular moment. So yes, very interesting stuff happening into the markets right now here, especially when looking at now, of course, the bigger caps here. So for example, a couple of them have been performing extremely well. We have Cardano right now looking much better. BNB have been coming up with 11% as well here at 395. I had a trade. We talked about that breakout as well for BNB. I hope you guys remember that. Let me know in the chat if you did here. We talked about that potential breakout here, and look at that. I actually closed this trade, to be honest, right around that high when we started to consolidate right here. I actually closed that one, and I traded this one based upon the daily time frame. Okay, so we saw that daily flip, the daily candle flip out of that layer of resistance right here, and we actually started to, you know, push up super aggressively from there. And I think that these are still one of the easiest entries to take here. The moment you break out of a daily candle, right here we had our initial stop loss sitting below it, and then obviously the next candle came down, almost hit our stop loss, but then reversed, and then that next breakout was a perfect moment to adding to my position and to, you know, get my initial entry, you know, a little bit higher to just make sure that we look for that further continuation. And that is how we got into that trade right now. If I kept it open, of course, then yeah, this would have been a really big one. Looking at a 20% gain here, just in the market itself here. But again, this proves one more time that these daily candle flips are still extremely powerful. So I think that BNB right now is already pretty significantly up here, and I do think that he will do practically the same thing as what Ethereum is doing. Therefore, it's actually more interesting to start potentially looking right now at you know, cryptocurrencies that are actually not already pumping that much, and that's why AVAX is one of those in particular, which is now spiking my interest a lot here. That's why AVAX is so interesting, because of the fact that it's just starting right now to make that particular move, you know, to the upside right here. And then of course, once AVAX goes, you know, this you know, whole narrative around AVAX, that ecosystem, will probably follow up here. So I highly recommend you to do some research into that ecosystem as well here, because if you understand that AVAX can go up significantly after, you know, a serious pullback, of course there is a lagging period between AVAX and the AVAX ecosystem. All the altcoins that are actually driving on the AVAX blockchain right here. So a lot of potential there, and that's why I think that AVAX is definitely one of these to take consideration. Link also has been doing roughly the same thing right here. We did not get that confirmation above the way we wanted it, you know, a week ago. We never got that daily breakout. We actually decided to turn around here. So not a single confirmation. So that was not really a trade here. However, right now you can see clearly that we have been retesting also the $17.65 here. So I think that Link doing exactly the same thing as AVAX is doing here, and it had a fantastic retest, is now coming back down to the 7.651, and is now starting to look for that next potential leg up here. So, you know, we came roughly down around 15% over the last couple of days here, 2 weeks to be exact. It's time right now for the potential next leg up here. I would not be surprised if you're going to start testing, you know, the highs again here. So, you know, when you take this, for example, to the you know, the 1 hour chart or whatsoever here, you can see already that this was a fantastic zone to look at. But one more time, when you're looking at a particular zone in particular, you see that, you know, you're building a bunch of liquidity to the upside here. When going and looking for that breakout, I do believe that there is just a lot more upside potential right now. But yes, sir, we're facing at least some resistance right now in that range. So a pullback would be appreciated. Okay, so one more pullback towards the 18.3, and then I'm definitely interested in looking potentially at a potential bounce zone from this particular area. So, you know, when we take this zone right here towards the 18.32, something like that here, that would be absolutely fantastic if we could come back down, creating that double bottom formation, or the W formation, I could better say, and then particularly look for that continuation here. Okay, amazing. Tim says, need to leave, guys. Children, and thank you, man. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, bro. See you around. See you around. Steph, my man, didn't know you were streaming. Yes, sir. Welcome to our crypto channel, man. Our new crypto channel. Beautiful stuff. Dre, happy Monday, man. Happy Monday, my man. Good to see you. Let me quickly look in the chat here. John says, let's go ETH. Yeah, nice. Yeah, Ethereum is absolutely, yeah, it's going for it. It's going for it right now. All right. But do take consideration that we might face some resistance as well. Okay, not just on the Bitcoin chart or ETH against Bitcoin chart, also on the Ethereum chart as well here. The $3,200. I think this is going to be a major profit-taking level, you could say, for a lot of traders out there. All right. So be a little bit cautious with a potential pullback in that manner right here as well. Okay. Important stuff. Important stuff. All right. Let's see what else we have here. All right. That was my quick introduction here for you guys. 30-minute introduction to talk about, you know, the potential scenarios here. Overall, things are looking still extremely bullish. All right. Beautiful. We know exactly when to look for potential reversals. We are definitely not there. Okay. Steph says, brother, your volume tactic is crazy on gold. And I'm now in a plus 3.3% on Cardano. LTA concepts, baby. LTA concepts. We're going to release it next month. So I'm happy you like it so far. Can't wait to be back, streaming tomorrow as well. Let's see what we have for tomorrow. Gonna be awesome. So thank you. Appreciate that, bro. Really, really nice. So, in the meantime, guys, let me see if you guys want to have a look at a couple of charts. I have a couple of charts to look at as well. Okay. And I think a couple of you guys were talking about... what was it again? I saw... Alice. Cowboy. And Alice right here, okay? Yeah, let me quickly look at Alice right here. Incredible breakout already. Yeah, by the way, guys, the gaming narrative, man. I'm telling you guys, the gaming narrative is setting up again. It is setting up right now at the moment. All of these gaming cryptos right here, we had some serious hype before. What tends to happen, I've seen this pattern before. I've seen it before, okay? AI, news comes out, massive, right? For AI. Super important stuff. Then after the AI narrative, starts to die out a little bit, okay? So when, the real hype that we saw from Sora, right? Everyone's talking about AI. AI was blowing up just, a week ago, 2 weeks ago. Now you can see that usually you see some sort of, rotation happening, okay? And I've seen before a massive rotation happening from AI into gaming. And if you look at now all these AI coins right here and you compare that to where some of these gaming projects are at, then you're gonna see a potential scenario here. People take the profits, people make their money, they take their profits, they're putting it into the next narrative. Gaming is one of these narratives that potentially can pop very, very soon here. So, when we look at Alice, that's indeed like Cowboy mentioned, that's the perfect example, as this is by far one of these perfect, combinations here, okay? You break out, you retest it, you combine, you come up higher, and you look for further, continuation to the upside right here. Now heading, though, into that major resistance level at 1.8, what is it? 1.879? Yeah, exactly. So when it reaches this zone, and it closes above it, I think there's a big reason for continuation again. And if you then use that strategy where we talked about many times before, especially on the daily time frame, then I just see a lot of potential there, especially for the gaming narrative right now as well. So definitely take that in consideration when looking at these ones right here. A couple other ones as well as Gala Games. Gala Games as well, man, has been doing the exact same thing right here. Look at how Gala has been actually underperforming, especially in this like narrative in general here, but is now finally starting to to come up a little bit. Okay, Gala Games, crazy what happened with Gala. Gala was one of these massive gaming studios, one of the first ones. I think at the top they went to roughly a $5.5 billion market cap. Right now they're sitting, it's not even a fraction of it. It's like they've been coming down absolutely significantly here. Okay, I mean, still $900 million market cap out here. It's obviously still quite on the bigger side here, but it's nothing to compare it to where we initially came from. And look at what we're doing here. We break out, we retest, we have that major resistance right now, sitting at 34.51. If you start breaking and closing a weekly candle above it, hey man, that's a sweet spot scenario here for Gala Games. And look at what's happening. You start coming, you're creating somewhat of a W formation, and you break out, retest, continuation. Looking very good right now at this particular moment right here. So beautiful stuff here. Pay very close attention to the gaming narrative right now. All right, Gala, Alice is one of them. Let me show you a couple more, which I think are extremely interesting. especially when talking about the bigger ones. I actually just want to scroll through it real quick and to show you where all of these different, particular gaming currencies are at, because they're all very similar, looking at particular, breakouts and all of that stuff here. Beam, definitely interesting to look at. Beam is kind of the new, Immutable X. Has been one of the fastest growers right now. One of the best teams behind the incredible marketing geniuses, I could say. And they have massive connections in the whole industry. Beam is lays down the actual infrastructure for gaming projects. So for example, if you launch a crypto game, a gaming platform, or you launch some sort of actual game that's coming out, then you can integrate and utilize Beam to make sure that the actual in-game token will be managed, distributed all from the Beam network. Therefore, Beam is doing what it's doing here, and based upon their connections, they just have been absolutely outperforming the market. Now, when you go to Beam X, okay, you can see that it has just been literally one wave to the upside right here. Okay, IMX is one of their biggest competitors. Beam right now is growing absolutely crazy. We have been seeing a look at that. In the last 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks, we have been coming up around 120%, while the rest of the gaming narrative was actually coming down. So that proves how strong this project actually is right here. So yeah, this is all going to be really good for this industry at this particular moment. ApeCoin is one of them. I want to look at Sand as well. I want to see where Sand is at. I think it's super key to look at where, all of these bigger, 2021 to, gaming coins are actually the bigger caps from, especially the gaming narrative here. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, so this is okay, this is interesting actually. Let's put on the logarithmic scale right here. There we go. Same thing. This is all fantastic. This is where you just, set these weekly charts. You set your alerts right here on a key level, horizontal level. Wait for the break, wait for a closure above it, look for the next candle, look for that flip, boom, you're in position. And you can ride the wave here, and that could be a significant outburst here. So, like I said, where other narratives are actually pumping quite significantly, gaming has been actually coming down ever since that run that we saw before. I think it's time for the next leg up here. So really pay very close attention to the gaming narrative here. One project I really personally like, I've been actually, we're quite heavily exposed to that small project. I'm gonna shield a small project to you guys here today, okay? And that's called Domi Online. I don't know if you guys know Domi Online here, but this one has around a $15 million market cap. Domi Online, $15 million market cap, 13.25 to be exact here. Okay, these guys are gonna release their game next month, and the hype, and actually the under hype, I could better say, this is in my opinion one of the most undervalued, underhyped tokens out there, due to the fact that they're not really focusing on the marketing aspect of it yet until their game is fully released, and that game is gonna get released very soon here. So if you go quickly to their Twitter, okay, Domi Online. They are building an MMORPG game, and I'm not sure if you guys are a fan of MMORPGs here, but that's practically a game where, if you stop playing, that game continues, okay? It's not just a game that you play and you stop and you quit. No, people start playing it, and if you stop leveling up, then other people are gonna surpass you, okay? And that's what's happening with the MMORPGs. It's massive. It's similar to World of Warcraft, RuneScape. It's actually a hybrid between World of Warcraft and RuneScape. For the the gamers out there probably know what it is, but they have been working so much on their overall game right now, and this takes years to develop right here. And this actual release is gonna be next month. So there's gonna be a particular build up coming here. I have a lot of faith in. You should do your own research, of course. This is no financial advice whatsoever. I'm also not really a guy that talks a lot about a lot of projects here. I'm more of a trader, but I just think that sometimes here and now we can show something here to the public, okay? Especially because we're so small still. So when you look at Domi right now, we're actually looking at a massive, whatever you could call this, whatever, a symmetrical triangle or whatever, something in that manner here. We are starting to really go bananas soon, I think, due to the fact that this actual build up and release will be around the end of March. And look at what we're doing here as well when looking at this symmetrical triangle right now, okay? And you look at particularly the end of March, you know, that means that we're heading potentially into an actual breakout here. And, you know, I do not think they're gonna underperform, sort to say, okay? When especially talking about a $13 million market cap right now. I mean, you know, if everything is in our favor here, then this might be doing extremely well. Now, also take consideration that Domi Online is built on the AVAX blockchain, all right? The AVAX network. We all talked about AVAX just now. You know exactly what we're looking for in regards to AVAX. Obviously, there is a lagging period between AVAX and between, you know, projects running on AVAX right here, okay? So in this case, Domi is one of them. Lagging period, news coming along here. Crypto gaming narrative will become hot after AI. I mean, hey, I'm just throwing some things here. It looks quite bullish to me, okay? So that's that one. And then another one, okay, that's one more. It's called Duel, okay? And Duel is actually another project that's also driven by AI right now at the moment. But it's actually a combination of gaming and AI, okay? And this is what we call a game GPT. And what it is, you know, it does multiple things right here. It's actually a game builder driven by AI, okay? That's their, you know, their biggest kind of incentive is to deliver, you know, and create games or let people create games on their network. They're building an AI game builder, but at the same time, their token is called Duel, okay? And their Duel token is a token that you can integrate in any particular already out there game. For example, they have been promoting heavily or working together with chess.com. Chess.com, obviously you know it. You know, you can play chess there and so on and so on. What you can do is you can literally use that game token, right, your Duel, and you know, you actually duel, right, against somebody else, and you can make these bets, right? And that's why I believe that the game GPT actually takes the whole narrative and therefore utilizes everything around it. So for example, AI is one of these things here. Games, right? Gaming, of course, is one of these things here. The gambling narrative as well. You know, they formulated, combine that with an incredible marketing team here. Okay, look at how big they are. 200K followers. Their engagement is absolutely unreal. If you go to their Twitter, and I think their market cap is only sitting around an $11 million market cap right now. So again, that is also somewhat of a potential here. However, the diluted market cap is around 96 million. So that's big, all right? It's a big project, high expectations, a lot of heavily invested, you know, investors are in there right now, massive. So do take that in consideration as well. But just in general, do your own research, man. I'm not here to promote anything. I'm not saying that you should buy this, okay? I'm just saying that I'm personally, you know, exposed into some of these type of projects in the gaming narrative, and I think that this is the moment where you know, the narrative potentially can make a new run. So therefore, I believe that, you know, some of these ones are one of my favorites to currently look at right here, and therefore, you know, I think that there is definitely some potential there. Okay, amazing stuff here. Game GPT and Domi Online. All right, do take that in consideration. I mean, the market is setting up nicely. Okay. Fantastic. Brother, you want to review Cardano? I'm targeting 0.621 as a TP. I mean, we can do that. We can look at Cardano real quick. Let's make that happen here. Yes, okay. Still that major resistance though. Yeah, major resistance. Yeah, it depends on the break, right? So you see that the 62 cents right here is that major resistance level right now for Cardano on the weekly time frame here. You know, you want to close above it here because every single time when, you know, we came above it, you know, once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times before, we actually broke above it and we got rejected, okay? And that's the only thing you have to look for is just for that weekly candle closure. And that's it. That's go time for Cardano. Okay, why? You know, you have that gap above here, you have a run here. I think you could immediately go back to the next low of that previous expansion, which is 78 cents right here. So that is already by default a 25% move for Cardano. Okay, so just by waiting for that weekly candle closure above the 62 cents right here could lead into that continuation, just because you have seen so many rejections before. I see rarely that, you know, when you see so many rejections and then you close a weekly candle above it, that you then still fail to break and continue up here. I mean, it tried to break above it 7 times before. Okay, so that's why I'm not interested in going long now at this particular moment. I rather like wait for that high to break here, unless of course we start to come down more back towards this initial low here, initial range here for Cardano. But you know, based upon that, now you guys see me look at a lot, you know, at the weekly time frames, and the reason why is because it's so easy to understand what's happening in the market, and it's so easy to trade it once you have that closure, especially if you go long on futures, you know, with relatively low leverage right here. Okay, so if you ask yourself the question right now, like, what is leverage and how to use it in crypto trading? I mean, people have a massive misconception about what leverage is, right? People think that, oh, I should go 20x on this and 100x on that because, you know, then I will make more money. Well, that's actually not the case, okay? You're just borrowing more money from an exchange here. So when you're borrowing money from an exchange in that manner, okay, yes, you can utilize the fact that you can duplicate your money faster due to the fact that, of course, you know, you have more money to play with. Of course, don't use it, you know, use it wisely. That's all I can say right here. Okay, and the reason why is because it's easy to get liquidated, to liquidate yourself, to wreck yourself completely by over leveraging, risking your whole account full margin on a leverage long position right here. For example, for Cardano, whereas you can just simply, you know, also understand that the only thing that you're doing is you're borrowing money from an exchange. The idea of trading with leverage is so you can actually get into more positions along the way, step by step. So I always have for myself a multiple step process where I, for example, go into a position with very low leverage. Okay. The reason why is because I want to get into a very safe position at first. Once I'm in profit, what you then can do is you can put your stop loss on break even. And the moment your stop loss is on break even, now you can increase the leverage. So you can increase the margin, because you can always increase the leverage also when being in position. And you can increase the leverage, you can make more money available again. And you use that money that is available for another trade. So then you can build up multiple long or short positions at the same time, step by step by step. Using your money at the beginning wisely, scale up your position once you're in profit, and you have put your stop loss on break even so you're in it risk-free. Open a new trade, follow the process, scale up the margin, and then start fine-tuning and balancing out your profits right here. Okay, that's how you should use leverage, in my opinion. You know, I still see a lot of misconceptions around it that, you know, higher leverage means more money. You know, by default, it just means more risk, in my opinion. Okay. Bitcoin is at 53,500 right now. Massive. Wow. Look at that. Right on stream. Right on stream right here. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right. Liquidity was there sitting at the 52.2 right here. Okay. probably like a lot of liquidations right now happened right at this particular moment here. So let's refresh this particular zone here. Okay, the camera's frozen again. 1 second. There we go. Okay. Refresh the chart here. Boom. That is heavy. Okay. Talking about magnets, right? When there is so much liquidity built up here, smashes straight through it. Absolutely crazy right here. 53.4 right now. Obviously, guys, we all know that this is where you have to be extremely cautious, of course. Okay. Don't think, oh, we're breaking two, we're gonna go long. FOMO. No. You know, like I said before, you have 3 days left, 3 days and 8 hours left for that monthly candle closure. Okay, that monthly candle closure is going to be extremely important. So if you close below it, no, you bet we might potentially experience some sort of pullback right here. So at this particular case here, yeah, man, this could definitely lead into a potential retracement. I still believe that we're not there yet. I think that there is a big chance that this could potentially happen because you see Bitcoin breaking out right now. And at the same time, the Tether dominance, okay, is starting to get to that important level at 4.83% right here. Okay, so pay very, very close attention. Don't FOMO into Bitcoin right now at the top. Okay, wait for a retracement or any of such because of the fact that, you know, the monthly closure is coming. And you know what happens when the monthly candle closes? Volatility increases. Therefore, be aware of it. Okay. Liquidation heat map never lies. Okay, never ever lies. Okay. That's definitely something to look at here. Okay, I want to go over a couple of more altcoins as well here. Couple things you need to know. Okay. This is what you absolutely must know before trading crypto. And that is understanding the money flow. Okay, we've been going it over and over again on stream. It's such of utterly importance right here that you understand this. Is if something comes up into the market here, something comes down. Okay, we're talking about a closed ecosystem right here, right now. Okay, currently sitting at $2 trillion. We're gaining traction. However, what we want to know is that if something comes up, something has to come down right here in regards to dominance, the dominance factor, okay? If there is $2 trillion in the market and Bitcoin has a dominance factor of 51.2%, covering around half of that, okay? Then, of course, we want to understand what the Bitcoin dominance is at any given moment. We also want to know what the Tether dominance is at any given moment because we understand that Tether is kind of the safe haven. It's the dollar, right? If Tether, you know, comes up, obviously the market is potentially coming down here due to the fact that people are selling their crypto back into Tether. Therefore, we want to also have a very good understanding of the Tether dominance as well here. This is what we call understanding the money flow. The money flow is absolutely king. And therefore, if we can track and understand where the money flow is at and what the key levels are of these particular charts here, like the Bitcoin dominance, like the Tether dominance, like the total 1, the total 2, the total 3 chart we've been talking about a lot here, you know, you start to gain a very good understanding of where we're currently at and in what particular cycle we're currently at this particular moment. You know exactly when it's time to buy more and when potentially it's maybe better to start taking some profits and wait for further continuation or confirmation, I could better say, in the market here. All right. That's important. Very, very key. So therefore, pay very close attention to these type of charts. The total 1, total 2, total 3, Tether dominance, Bitcoin dominance. This is where I start with before I even take a glimpse at any particular cryptocurrency or the Bitcoin chart or whatever the case may be. I start out with the totals and the dominance charts. Okay, that's where I gain the magic from. And if you ask me the question, Lorenzo, does this work, you know, in regards to technical analysis? Spot on. Spot on. Okay. To give you an example, we'll look at the Tether dominance right here. Let's go back to the Tether dominance real quick. Okay. you can see right now at the moment that the Tether dominance, you know, potentially came out here. May 2nd, all right, 22. We finally broke out of this major range here, okay? And let me explain exactly what happened here when, you know, what is it, May 2nd, 22? Yeah, right there, okay? Multiple touch points. 1, 2, 3. After that final break, like I said before, weekly candle closure, okay? The weekly candle closure above that particular zone right here, continuation, okay? That's why we're same thing with Cardano. We're waiting for that weekly candle closure. That's gonna lead us, you know, to potentially more upsides right here. But again, 2nd of May, 2022, okay? See what happened with the Bitcoin or the Tether dominance right here. We went from 4.82% all the way up to around 9.5%. So we more than doubled, okay? So let's go to May 2nd right now on the Bitcoin chart here. 2022, okay? That's right around, let's draw a line here. That's right around here, okay? This is when the bear market actually started here. This was still where we were like hopium, in the hopium phase here. Okay, hoping that we would hold above this particular high here. We created a higher high. We hoped that we could create, you know, that higher low here and that we could look for another continuation to the upside for Bitcoin, where everyone was talking already about the 100K and stuff here. Here, a lot of people are super scared, yet still had hope. After that break, right here, you could say, okay, it was over. Bear market started right here. And that came because of the fact that the Tether dominance had that fantastic breakout. If you ask me the question, what was the actual break confirmation of an actual bear market here? That was the Tether dominance chart breakout weekly candle 2nd of May 2022, right? That's how important it is to understand the money flow, because money can only go to somewhat in this closed ecosystem. It either goes to Tether, it either goes to the altcoins, to the into Ethereum, or to Bitcoin. That's it, okay? It's easy to track, much easier to track the money flow, you know, in crypto than, of course, in the traditional market, which is much more complex here. So take advantage of that simplicity, and it will save you a lot of headache. That's definitely something I experienced over time here. Okay. That's it right here. Okay. Euro says, what do you think about XRP? I mean, hey, what do I think about XRP? Now, let's talk about XRP for a second here. Okay. What do you think? I can better ask you a question right here. Okay. What do you think about a range that never breaks out? An unlimited range. Okay. Unlimited amount of consolidation here. Unstoppable consolidation till eternity. Okay. That's what I think about XRP here. I have no idea what's happening with XRP at the moment here. Okay, it goes practically against, you know, the traditional beliefs of the markets in general here. But again, what's happening right now? I mean, look at this chart, guys. This is looking absolutely. It's starting to look a little bit sad right now. It's starting to look a little bit sad here. I mean, we know we have many XRP DJs in the you know, also in our community and stuff here. But I mean, guys, like, this does not really excite me here. However, the thing what's happening with XRP is that you never actually know when it's gonna go. It's the most, you know, weird chart I've seen personally on the weekly time frame here. Okay, at the one moment we're creating like a bunch of liquidity here already. We're trending practically in like you know, I don't know. It's looking dead to me, absolutely dead to me here. So yeah, I have no idea what's happening with XRP right now. We might see a change in the near future, but you know, you have these DJs out there. They're all in on XRP because they believe that XRP is going to be the next. It's going to be the next integrated thing, right? It's going to be fully integrated with the CBDCs and all that stuff. And then it's going to be the oracle between the traditional financial system and the blockchain. However, I mean, yeah, I don't like to sit on my hands for that long here. I think there are much more better opportunities in the short term, midterm. XRP can come a little bit later. We'll see how that goes. Okay. Yeah, very, very important here. Okay. So yeah, just to conclude, what will happen if what will happen to the altcoins here if Ethereum actually keeps pumping? You know, the rotation will be absolutely madness. Okay, all the money that's flowing into Ethereum is easy money. That's money that can easily go into altcoins right there. Much easier than, of course, Bitcoin. All the money that's coming from Bitcoin right now into the market right here. You know, the Bitcoin price is pumping, yet you know, it's all going into these, you know, into these ETFs right now, right? These exchange traded funds in the traditional sector right here. So that money is not really tangible right now. It's not really money that can really rotate into other assets right here, okay? So that's why we're going to see a massive gap happening right now between Bitcoin and between Ethereum. So an Ethereum pump before the ETF potential approval here is massive, massive for altcoins right now. So, you know, really take all of that in consideration. What should we do with Bitcoin right now? I don't know, like if you are in position, or I have no idea. I personally would do nothing at this particular moment. So yeah, I would do nothing. That's my personal belief here for Bitcoin right here. Nothing at this particular moment. Okay, wait for that reaction here. I'm also not even interested in looking for a trade here. I mean, you're breaking above that resistance right now, right? The monthly resistance here. Fantastic. Now, monthly resistance has been broken. Okay, key level. Wait for the daily candle. Okay, let's see how this daily candle closes here, and then wait for potential retracement. Right now, we know that most of that liquidity has actually been taken out here, like just now. AVAX looking good. Yeah, AVAX, yeah, like I said, a lot of trust in AVAX right here. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, look at AVAX, guys. Look at AVAX right now. Up around 7% in the last, day. So really, really good stuff here. AVAX is gonna, yeah, is pushing. AVAX is pushing. Okay. I hope it's one more retracement. Continuation will be absolutely fantastic. Okay. Skinny dieces I like. DYDX. Are you looking at a short? No, right? I'm quite neutral right now at the moment. When I'm looking at this chart right here, I'm quite neutral at the moment here. I see that resistance right there. Same thing happened here. Last 3 days we got rejected quite aggressively there. Massive expansion, and then a closure below is usually not a good sign. I'm not a big fan of that initial reaction here. And if you go back to the 4 hour, you can see as well that we're trying to hold up here, okay, above the 50%. But it's not looking that particularly strong here. If you go to the 15-minute, this could be some sort of like trap as well. Okay. So push here and then a retracement. Okay, I see what you mean. Okay, yeah. Yeah, let's see. Let's see. Let me know if there are a couple other ones right here. Ritwan says, I have 2 buys at 52.1 and 52.8. Should I take the profits? Hey, man. Profits are profits, right? Taking profits is never a bad idea. And when you're in major resistance as well, then, you know, you can always look for further continuation setups after you have a confirmation of the higher time frame by waiting for that closure, for example. So I never think that taking profits is a bad idea. And not getting too greedy is a bad idea here, unless you are, for example, buying when price, for example, like really takes like a significant pullback. That's where I feel that if you would buy here, let's say, then that's of course where you want to hold, right? This is, you know, you're in such a good position. When you have a long position right now in that, like that weekly resistance, let's say, or monthly resistance even, you know, always I try to just be a little bit more cautious, and taking profits is, in my opinion, never a bad idea. Yeah, hope that makes sense. Cowboy says spell. Cowboy is always the master in finding these tokens right here. That's what I mean. That's what I mean. Okay. Breakout. Confirmation, weekly closure next week. I like that. I like that. Incredible. Incredible. So this is what I call the tunnel, okay? The tunnel. You're entering the tunnel right now, okay? We're in the tunnel, we're driving, waiting for the exit right here, okay? What do I mean with that? Well, you have a strong weekly resistance here, initially, right? Which is sitting at 9239. Then you have the top wick as well of that initial candle here, that initial high here. So that top wick aligns here with the body closures of the previous week and the current week, of course the open as well. So, you know, this is what we call the tunnel, right? These are the best possible buying or selling, depending on where you're at here, scenarios in my opinion. Because in that tunnel right here, you start either, you know, breaking down or breaking out here, and compare that with these weekly candle closures. You know, for example, a weekly candle closure above, extremely bullish momentum here. A closure below, come back down towards the 6950. So when you're in a tunnel, you know, pay attention to a closure outside of it. And these are usually one of the best and easiest trades that I like to take a lot, and you know, are really beneficial for me personally. So yeah, I think we covered a lot of it today already. Okay, just make sure that you are careful right now and patient with Bitcoin and everything that you're currently seeing on the price here. Just to put it back into perspective, okay, you came above the $53,000. We took out that major liquidity here. Now we're back at or below that initial level. Now the question is this enough for us to continue up here? One more time, highly recommend you to wait patiently also for that monthly candle closure, because we have only 3 days and 8 hours left here. A closure above it, man, sky's the limit for Bitcoin. Sky is the absolute limit here. All right, so pay very, very close attention to the to where this monthly candle closes. So far, so good here. And again, Ethereum is reaching the $3,200 level. So yeah, again, this is also where you want to pay very close attention right here, okay? Tether dominance is almost there. So, you know exactly when you can potentially expect a bounce here. And that's why I personally still have to believe that Bitcoin might, you know, see a short-term pullback here because of the first touch here. This was very strong resistance before, and I do believe that this could turn into also very, very strong support, of course. But therefore, some bounce and then a breakdown is something that we could look for, okay? So a quick bounce up here could again be, that by definition already, be a short-term retracement in the market right here, okay? Fantastic. Okay, I'm gonna leave it by that, guys. Thank you guys so much for this session right here. Again, trade safe. Don't take any risk. Don't click on any weird phishing links whatsoever. You know, store your cryptos on a cold wallet if you can, and if you do it hot, then make sure that you are at least secured and potentially have also a VPN, okay, or something in that manner right here. Okay, pay very close attention. We're gonna be back at the end of the week again. Looking forward to see you. Tomorrow I will be on my main channel, trading Forex live, or especially gold live, okay? If you want to tune in and see that as well. Just learn how to trade, become a better trader. Then, you know what to do. Tune in on my main channel right here. So far, so good for Bitcoin. Liquidity is there. Look at the gaming narrative. And you might make some actual money. All right? Looking forward to see you next time. Have a good day, fam. See you soon.